Alright, this is Countdown to Infinite Christmas, a very big one-shot. It is 80 pages according to the cover, but that might include adverts, or it might not. It is long is the point, and as such, I will not be looking at the whole thing, but I will be doing something weird. I'll look at the first half and then the last half, because those are the bits I have the most to say about. Anyway, take a look at this cover here and the body that Batman is holding, and how it is impossible for anyone not to see that it is clearly Blue Beetles. You can still see his goggles and stuff. This is a comic that is written by 3 people, and it has like 6 different artists. Normally, I would say that is way too many people for one comic. But it's surprisingly nearly all gels. It works. It doesn't feel like you are reading a scattershot issue with clashing art styles or an abrupt change in tone. It stars Blue Beetles, and I love Blue Beetles. He really is one of my favourite DC characters. He's just a great character. So naturally, that is my main problem with this comic. As the cover showed, this is an 80-page comic about Blue Beetles dying. Now, with the writers, one of them is John Jeffries, and I didn't like John Jeffries, or his sycophant fans who think that he is comic book royalty. I could be really petty and say that everything in this issue that I didn't like was his contribution, but I won't do that. Although Blue Beetle's dying is absolutely, clearly his idea. I don't think there is anyone who could argue that it isn't the work of John Jeffries. But most of the rest of the issue, I sort of like. It is a nice character piece with Blue Beetles. It is given an insight into him and his then faltering career as a superhero. It tackles some of the baggage the character was unfairly lumbered with from Justice League International. The fact that Blue Beetles was reduced to a joke. I think Blue Beetles, more than anyone else, was selected as the poster boy for Justice League International. Booster Gold always had his creator, Stan Jurgensen, in his corner to try and redeem or show a side of Booster Gold away from the farce comedy. But Blue Beetles never had that. He only ever really showed up after Justice League International was over, in Justice League International reunions. He did apparently start dating Barbara Altman at some point. I would be intrigued to read those comics if they are not written by Gail Simon. Booster Gold also features heavily in this story. Him and Blue Beetles are a double act, really. They are best friends. And as much as I sound like I am slamming Justice League International, I like that stuff, at least the first few years. The problem with Justice League International was that it became the book that everyone thought it was. When it started out, it was a real Justice League team. You had Batman, you had Canary, you had the Vision, you had Captain Marbles, the real one, Biffy Baston, you had Dr. Fates, you had the Green Lanterns, and yes, I am just looking at the panel at the top there. Characters like Blue Beetles and Booster Gold and Gary Gardner, they were comical, they were jokey, but to begin with, they were not doing comedy plots where Blue Beetles and Booster Gold start an island casino resort because they want to get rich. This desperate old story here is actually one of my favourites. Justice League 38, 39 and 40. I think the Justice League International books became a bit annoying when they launched Justice League Europe, and that book was doing much of the same sort of thing, and both the books more often than not descended into the wacky cartoon plot lines rather than being Justice League stories first. One of the main plot lines here is Blue Beetles is on to Summit. He has discovered a secret conspiracy, but no one will really believe him other than Booster Gold. I'm not sure how I feel about the treatment of Blue Beetles. On one hand, he is ultimately right, and he dies because of the other heroes' lack of faith in him. But at the same time, it really is making Blue Beetles into a loser. Batman and the Justice League didn't really listen to him. They are nearly all too busy dealing with other things. And they didn't take Blue Beetles seriously. Probably some meta commentary there. And then there is stuff like this bit with him calling in all the superheroes to investigate Summit and respond to a potential attack. But it turns out that he was wrong and he cannot prove that anything is happening. And they all condescend him and pity him and look down on him. And they think that he is grasping at straws. It is a weird story because it sinks Blue Beetles low to then have him come out on top and then killed. Jump cut there. This is the last half of the book, like I promised. I'm skipping so much because it is more of the same. One of the best bits is that Wonder Woman, she believes Blue Beetles, and she is written really well for once. She is supportive and sympathetic to Blue Beetles, and this would be a nice scene if it wasn't straight away undercut by repeating the same thing they have spent most of the issue doing, having characters ignore Blue Beetles. There's another cut, because there was actually a lot more comic than I remembered, between the Wonder Woman scene, and this one. Blue Beetles has pretty much solved the mystery, but by this point he is on his lonesome. Everybody else has abandoned him. Then the big bad is revealed to be Max Power. Some people really hate this reveal and say that it makes no sense and it ignores most of Max Power's appearances in Justice League International. I think those people are people who maybe read the first 6 issues of Justice League International and then none after that. Max Power was always a slimy, sleazy creepazoid. He forced Mockingbird to join the team against her will by using his mental powers to force her to. He staged a satellite attack to validate his team. He betrayed them at least twice. This is totally in character if you read past those first few issues. And it's good to have Blue Beetles be the one who faces them, since they obviously have history. Blue Beetles' heyday was during Max Power's stint overseeing the Justice League. There's also a retcon that Max Power kept him and Booster Gold around on the Justice League for so long to make them more ineffectual. Bit of a nasty retcon, really. Max Power, he wants to rid the world of superheroes. He wants to rid the world of anyone that doesn't answer to him. And he tries to pitch to Blue Beetles that he should throw in with him and his designs for a better world. But Blue Beetles tells him to get bent. So Max Power shoots him in the head and Blue Beetles is killed. That was some of Countdown to Infinite Christmas. A story about Blue Beetles not really succeeding at anything and being mocked and rejected by most his friends and then executed, having not accomplished stopping what he set out to stop. It is a miserable experience, but it's not terrible. It's not unreadable. There is some nice bits in there, but yeah, it is definitely miserable. I didn't recommend it for that reason alone, but I'll give it some 7 thumbs up love.